let me tell you a story real quick.
Okay.
When I went to go watch Film Red, on the second time I saw the movie, I did go with a few lads. And during the movie, Shanks did a lot of things. But there were two things, some things, quote unquote, that Shanks did that had my boys like, wait, hold on, what? Like literally, their reactions were, wow, wait, no way, no, what the? These were the appropriate reactions to these two things that Shanks did in the movie. And honest to God, after seeing the movie a few times, I have to admit something. I could be completely insane here. And Oda could just say, nah, King Lightning, you're just wrong. You're flat out wrong. But I believe this, and I'm willing to die on this hill until Oda states otherwise. But if you haven't seen Film Red yet, please do yourself a favor and skedaddle. Get on out of here, because I don't want to hurt you. Because my power level for this video, 9,000, is going to be extremely high. But on the way out, make sure you slap that like button, that subscribe button, and that bell icon to, of course, help your boy out. No doubt about that. Now, let's get into the Film Red. Oh, wow. I have watched Film Red 5 times as of today, and I would want to see it more, but right now there are no showcases near me. It's very, very sad. But what on earth did Shanks do? Oh, he actually did quite a bit. Do you remember what happened at the end of Alabasta, where the Strides sail away, where they show their arms and they have the X on their arms, showing some love to Karoo and Vivi as they leave? It is a very beautiful moment. It's a moment that we all remember as One Piece fans, of course. If you ever wanted to see the dark side, the Sith version of that moment, it's actually in Film Red, because Shanks and his crew sail away from Elegy Island with their backs turned in the same way as the Strides in Alabasta, but in this case here, Uta is screaming and crying at Shanks and his crew, feeling betrayed and broken to her core, while Elegia is on fire behind her. And then when we see Shanks and his crew's faces, they're also crying, heartbroken, leaving Shanks' daughter, the crew's musician, on Elegia Island because they didn't want her to know the truth, since it was clearly a burden far too big for any child to bear, all the while being hunted down by the Marines and never having the chance to fully reach her true potential. And the red-haired pirates were willing to take the blame for Elegia's destruction, because the world sometimes, as Shanks says, is not fair. Hey yo, there were so many great character moments and insights for Shanks himself and his whole crew. We're actually gonna see snippets of the abilities of the Red Pirate crew that don't exist in the manga right now. So we have Howling Gab do some sort of like roaring yell beam that he fires from his mouth, like he's trying to mimic Zebra from Toriko. Then you have Lime Juice, who has some sort of electric staff ability of some kind. Then you have Build Snake, who became some sort of tornado, like some sort of ninja tech blender, spinning around at high speeds, cutting anything in his wake. Then you have Lucky Roo, who's like tapping in to his inner Akimichi clan from Naruto, and he actually turns into a ball so other members of the crew can kick him around and attack with him. But outside of Shanks, who would have seen that the real star of the Red Pirates in this movie would have been Yasopp?
Show me your hand!
Yo, Yasopp was so real. This was wild. We knew that there was a very, very good chance that Yasopp was very proficient at observation hockey, because Usopp has a pretty unique style so far of observation hockey. But in the movie, Yasopp is doing the very same thing that Katakuri was doing. Boys, wow. Yasopp was doing the very same thing that Katakuri was doing, be able to see through an alternate dimension in the Sing Sing world through the eyes of his son Usopp, like Katakuri could through his sister Brule. He was matching Katakuri. No. No, baby. Yo, we get a glimpse of the red hair pirates in action. And now we can kind of tell, we can kind of get why Brannew was saying what they said in chapter 957, the ultimate chapter. The average bounty of Shanks' crew, the red hair pirates, was high. The best bounty of any pirate crew. And no, not a single soft target. Oh my God, but now we have to get to the real reason why you're here. Of course, given the thumbnail. Oh yeah, the real reason why you're here. And again, I have to admit something, and I'll get to it soon enough. But we have to talk about the man, the myth, the legend. Nah, yo. Beppo was way too much in this movie. In his own fluffy, ooh-woo, memeish way. He got a lot of laughs, without a doubt. But I'm talking about the God King, Shanks!
新しい時代にかけてきた。
Power level. Let me just rein it in right now. Let me tell you the reason why, my friends. Ooh, what? Nah, what the? Hey, no. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
Reason number one, play-by-play. Akainu gives the orders to Kizaru Fujitora to annihilate everyone and stop Uta at all costs. Even if the civilians are killed, Kizaru then goes on the offensive. He jumps into the air and he does the Yasakai no Magatama, the same move that he did on Whitebeard during Ford War, but then Marco jumped in the air to cut him off. But in this situation, it's not the blue blah Marco, it is the red blah. It's the red blah. Shanks jumps into the air and like some sort of red energy ball, swats away all of Kizaru's light orbs in a single motion. Kizaru has to teleport back down to the ground as Shanks is charging up towards him. But when Kizaru lands right back down the ground after teleporting, Shanks is already there with his sword on Kizaru's throat. Literally, Kizaru teleports, boom. And from this position, Kizaru. My fault, though.
Can we get much higher? So high.
Okay. Power level. I have to contain it. I feel like Broly right now. I'm just fucking. Okay. Yo. Shanks did not just beat Kizaru. Shanks crushed him. Shanks crushed Kizaru. It was the definition of a neg diff, low diff at the max. Low diff at the max. At the max, baby. Whoo, good Lord. The only reason why Shanks didn't lob off Kizaru's head was because Shanks wasn't there to fight. Shanks just simply was there for Uta's sake, and that was it. A lot of oohs, a lot of ahs. When Kizaru, oh my God, that was insane. We, as the One Piece fandom, understand that Kizaru is a very powerful figure. Kizaru is literally one of the 3 greatest military assets that the world government has, the admirals. And someone like Kizaru got crushed just like that by Shanks. So that's the first reason. But the oohs and ahs weren't done yet. Because after everything was all said and done, reason number 2, here we go. After everything was all said and done, and Uta had her second to last song, which by the way was a very beautiful piece by Adu, that I think was the best song in the actual movie. That song is a really damn good song. Kizaru Fujitora, everyone is safe, but you, Uta, put 70% of the world's population at risk. So you have to come in now. You have to be reined in. The problem, of course, was a man with one arm and red hair. When Kizaru and Fujitora are literally quite ready, despite the civilians being there and so on and so forth, despite the world being saved, they were literally there, ready to charge it and take Uta in. But Shanks got mad.
Lovely.
Shanks got mad, boys and girls. And that's not a good sign for nobody. The seawater start to churn. And when the seawater start to churn, Shanks talks about how this is a family matter. And this is the musician of the red-haired pirates. And if you want to come at us now, then be prepared to die. And when Shanks says that, he unleashes Conqueror Haki pulses all across the area. All the Marines are knocked out. Vice Admirals are knocked out. Momonga is on his knees. Kizaru and Fujitora are the only two cats standing tall, quote unquote. But Fujitora, who was all gung-ho before, perhaps we should not fight. The civilians are at risk. My man! You were so gung-ho! You were so confident! What happened? And then Kizaru. This is the haki of one of the emperor's red-haired Shanks. And Kizaru followed in the footsteps of Akainu at the end of Marineford War. Big old sweat bead. And they leave. All too much, way too much, way too much, way too much. This is actually, I think, a call to something else mentioned about Shanks in the Road to Laugh Tale, volume 1053.2, where it pertains to Shanks being dangerous or threatening or let's even unstoppable if he is pushed, and his actions will spread ripples across the world, which of course there are varying translations, but I take in the same vein as Goldie Roger, what Garp said about Goldie Roger in chapter 588, where Roger would be a demon against anyone who attacked or pressed his Nakama. He even destroyed an entire country's army because someone made fun of one of his boys. Of course, not to the same, at this point in time, I argue, childlike extent, no, because for Shanks, that's his daughter / crew member, of course. But I think it's in the same vein, ultimately speaking. If you press Shanks and if you piss off Shanks, you're gonna get clapped. Shanks was treating Kizaru casually and he crushed him. But when Shanks got mad, you know what? The haki and the haki alone. We out. Our fault. So look, I got to admit this, all right? Even though Shanks let the civilians punch him, and he was somewhat bruised from those punches, so his durability is not like Big Mom or Kaido. Fair enough, fine. But this is way too much. It's even hinted at that his observation haki is just as good as Yasop's and Katakuri's in the movie. So here's what I'm going to stick by with Shanks from now on until Oda says, no, King, you're wrong. Which, again, if that happens, fair enough, I will die on this hill. I think that right now, Shanks is not just the strongest dude in the world of One Piece, because I would say he is at least the modern day version of Goldie Roger. I think that Shanks has the rest of the verse gapped, meaning that he's number one And the number 2 person is a distance of power away from himself. So if Shanks is, let's say, 100% power to Goro, then the next strongest person is like 75 to 80% strength to Goro. That's how I feel right now. You don't treat Kizaru like that casually. No. What? You outpace Kizaru? The Lightspeed dude like that? Fujitora, who was so confident? Actually, the civilians. Could be wrong, but I don't care. When this man handled Kizaru chillin', he sent chills down my spine. This man is way too much.